Bonjour my friends, I'm Frankie and welcome to Club Foodie. Wherever we're from, we all grew up with traditional dishes that our parents made according to the season. Every September, my mother loved to cook a few dishes using fresh produce. One of them is a well-known recipe from La Belle Province, which I'm from. In today's episode, I'll show you how to make my version of Bouilli du Québec. This is an incredible comfort food. This recipe uses a wide variety of fresh vegetables along with beef and pork. Served with crusty bread, this stew is a delicious way to enjoy what summer offers us. So my friends, let's get cooking. We'll go ahead and prep our bouilli, also known as pot-au-feu in France, with a difference between the two, which is salted pork. Usually we use a whole piece, but when I bought it, I didn't realize it was already sliced. So the solution was to wrap the pork in cheesecloth and tie it up with kitchen twine. You don't have to do this if it's a whole piece, alright? Next, we'll make a bouquet garni by combining a sprig of thyme, 3 large whole cloves of garlic, some whole mixed peppercorns, and 1 large bay leaf. We'll gather the cheesecloth tightly and tie it up with kitchen twine as well. Now, let's move on to the stove. In a large pot over medium-high heat, we'll add olive oil, just a little bit, and when it gets hot, we'll place the blade steak in and quickly sear the meat, about 3 to 4 minutes per side. Doing this caramelization will build flavor. It's fine if it's not completely seared, okay? To this, we'll add a quartered onion, the salted pork, and the bouquet garni. We'll add enough water to cover the ingredients. In mine, I used 14 cups, so add as much as you need. Next, we'll bring it to a boil, reduce the heat to medium, start the timer, and simmer for 1 hour. Meanwhile, we'll prep the other ingredients. So we'll cut the stem end of the green cabbage and discard it. Then we'll cut it in half, then half again, and one more time. Now we're done with the cabbage. Next is a rutabaga. After it's peeled and halved, we'll slice it evenly and then cut in half, just like this. Alright, now let's move on to the carrots. As you can see, they are big, so after we peel them and discard the ends, we'll cut them into 3 equal pieces. The next vegetable we'll look after is potatoes. So once we peel them, we'll cut them in half and then half again. Now to prevent from browning, we'll transfer them to a bowl filled with cold water and set aside. Now back to the stove. 30 minutes through cooking, we'll add the carrots and the rutabaga, making sure the ingredients are submerged. If they're not, add a little bit more water. Also, after adding these ingredients, we'll increase the heat to high, so we'll bring it back to a simmer. And when it does, we'll return it to medium heat again. So when the hour is up, I should have added the cabbage, but I added the potatoes by mistake. It does happen. I'm human, not a robot. But please remember to put the cabbage now, not the potatoes, because the potatoes should be added at the same time as the green beans. So, realizing my mistake, I added the cabbage. I could have removed the potatoes, but left them in instead. At the end, it was still good, but the potatoes were overcooked and visually, this stew could have looked better. Alright, now moving on with the recipe. The cabbage will create liquid on its own. Therefore, we don't need to add more water. Like previously, we'll add to bring it back to a simmer, so to expedite the process, we'll cover and increase the heat for a few minutes, then reduce to a simmer. We'll set the timer for another hour and check for the meat to start breaking up and the cabbage to soften. It might take you an hour or maybe a little more, but check it after 60 minutes. So keep checking on the meat. When it starts separating, it might take just 30 to 40 minutes before it's ready. When we get to the last 30 minutes of cooking, we'll add the beans and technically the potatoes. They should have been added at the same time. So we'll make sure the beans are submerged and cook until tender. Again, if the mixture is not simmering, bring the heat higher and then reduce it. When time is up, we'll remove the bouquet garni and discard it. The same with the bones. Now, when it comes to the salted pork, we'll remove it as well. Some like to eat it with the bouilli. I personally don't care for it, so it's up to you. That's it. We're done. And my friends, this is our Bouilli du Québec. It's a healthy and wholesome dish. With a variety of fresh and tasty ingredients, it's no wonder it's a popular recipe to make during harvest time. I hope you give it a try soon and be sure to visit clubfoodie.com for ingredient amounts and more info. Until next time, my friends, bon appétit!